Hello. I am going to start doing as much as I can with 2 kids and everything else going on. I'm going to start trying to making a series called What's Chris Doing or something like that, because the way that my job is, I usually go 3 and 4 days off at a time and I get a bunch of projects done. Some of it's cool, some of it's generic. I don't know. So I just thought that I would start making some content for everybody, seeing if people were interested. And so let's go through how my day started. Look at them 2 machines. Yeah, mostly the scoots. Anyway, so today, my turn to make some dinner. So we got smoked chicken. That's happening. 220. Should be good for 3 to 5 hours. And then after getting burned and sunburned over and over, I went to Mills Fleet Farm and got some different things finally. So new gloves because things are hot. And something I've been needing forever, magnetic tool holder, or magnetic MIG gun holder, and magnetic ground. Plus, my tip is completely boned, so I got just the tip. And my best thing is I got just a cotton jacket because I've been using a coat forever, and it gets too hot. So the moose is under tarp, because last time I did this in the garage where I made the ramp and rebuilt the trailer in here, she just got covered in horrible grinder dust. So anyway, so this is why I stopped yesterday. I need more lighting back here for sure, because I only have really shitty, I have like 4 bolts back here. Anyway, so this is what I came up with as a base of a frame for this. And it's not bad. Definitely found out with my porosity and my welds, I definitely found out that that's when my tip was messed up. And what happened to it was, I had to take a grinder to this, but what happened to it, and it's really hard to see inside of there, but somehow you can kind of see it right there, somehow it got cocked in there and it actually arced back to the body of the gun, and then it either built up, can't really even see it on there, but it either built up or you can see the arc there. But what happened, so then the thing was sideways, so instead of the tip protruding out of the middle, it was all the way against the side, and then this would clog with slag, and then the gas would come out of the backside. So found that the hard way. I thought, man, I'm not getting it clean enough, but nope. So new tip, and I don't know what's happening up there, but I'm just gonna ignore that. So anywho, I want to put time lapse on to finish this, and so this is what we're fighting here. Is basically that frame has got to sit right in the middle, and I'm going to use my shock mount roll bar or sidebar as the mounting point for the front of the tank, because I want this to be below, or at least maybe have to build up like a 1-inch step to where I'm building the flat floor, because if you're going to go racing and your fuel cell is in the back, you have to have a firewall, and I do not want to build a firewall on the back side of this. I mean, you could do plexiglass with tabs, but then you're welding into your roll bar, and it looks bad, and I don't know. I don't want to do it. So So, and then we get to fill in somehow magically this space like over the top with a piece of sheet metal, or I honestly don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'm probably gonna cut something out and then maybe have a friend that has a bead roller roll some beads in it, and then maybe do a hinged back with some Zeus fastener. I don't know. And then some 3M foam tape to keep it sealed. Got any ideas? Let me know. Alright, so came up with a game plan, and as you saw, I used this, I don't know, is that like a 1-inch, 1.5 inch stock? Oh. 1-inch stock, 1.5 inch stock to roll the edges, so that way when I mount these to the bar, they just got a little bit more grab to them, you know, instead of just relying on the welds themselves. It gives a little bit of grab to it. So the fuel cell's not going to sit down as far as I had worried that it would, so that'll be good. The only issue though is that this is my vent, and then this is a drain back. I think I can still use both in the sump like I do in the Mustang, where this is the fill, which is a -12, which these Magna Fuel 4303s, sorry, this is a 4703, the big boy, likes the -12, and then this is a 10, because on the Mustang, when I called Magna Fuel about upgrading, now this has the 4303 in it now, which fuel goes through the pump, and which I wanted for better streetability. But so this is the spare 12 that I use for draining. This is a 10 and this is a 12. And when I called Magna Fuel, they told me that I told them how much rear wheel power it made, and I was taking Bosch 105 injectors to 86%, 89%, something like that. Now 80% after I leaned it out a little bit at the time. That was before the good engine. But they told me they were surprised I made as much as I did, so I think that was due to the inlet size, because that just helps. Due to the inlet size, because that just helps make more power, because the pump has to work less hard on the suction side. And yeah, so big boy's ready to go in. It's been rebuilt with all of the upgraded specs. Show what I've been reading is maybe 1200 or so it should be good for, and if I ever run out of fuel, I'll just slap another one on there too and do it in line. But I'm ready to weld some stuff up here in a second and not burn the wagon down, which you never know. Well, all right. That tank mount is done. I got it painted in pour 15 currently. And there, look at all that. Beautiful. Looks good. And then I also capped the ends where the tube would have been exposed. I cut some 3/4 by 3/4 and welded her up. Good thing about pour 15, hides a lot of gross looking welds, which mine aren't that bad, but there's some that I'd prefer not to talk about. Anywho, so next is going to be the battery box. And I got to figure out how that's going to mount. Thinking like this. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. It's for another day. I'm all done today. Chicken turned out good. Haven't eaten it yet, but I'm about to. Smoking's all about learning, fellas. It is the next day. I'm gonna get working on the battery box, and then we're gonna test fit the cell to make sure it works, put in the weather stripping, do a few other things. But first, I have to go to the gym, try to not be fat. And to do that, I get to be on God's chariot. Son of a bitch. Oh, I mean, have you seen anything better your entire life? The optional Kenwood Honda radio. Oh, dang. Time to see if the tank fits after all that welding. God, I hope so. Alright, in here we go. Oh God, I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, holy shit. Oh my God. Do you ever do something? Do you ever do something and it works? Happened. Look at that. My goodness. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh yeah. By the by, I got my battery box in there. Now I do have a slight concern. She's a little squishily that way. And a little squishily that way, but my thought is that the majority of the weight of the battery is going to be the shear force of this plate. And I welded each of those little things, welded up top, welded on the back side. So maybe not worry about it falling out. Once it's cinched up, maybe put some spacers in there. Is it tweaked? No, this looks like on camera. Only concern, once again, is these are higher than the floor now. So when I make the floor, I'm thinking kind of wet. I'm thinking maybe like a 1-inch spacer all the way around. So this is what I was trying to say earlier, yesterday, whatever, is drain back, or sorry, vent, which is on a valve, and that's a drain back. I don't need that, so I'm hoping to be able to use that -10. Yes, 12 feet and 10 return is like 3,000 horsepower, but you know what? Worked good on the white car, on Mustang. So I'm thinking that it's good enough for the wagon, because I don't know what that's for. Don't know. And also the return sender 0 to 90 ohm level sensor is up there too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that I would at least like to have a loop down into a filter instead of it just chilling up top sucking in all sorts of crud, because the old girl, when she gets a real engine, a full chooch, it's gonna be, you know, when you're using fuel, you have to have a good line in, otherwise you're going to oil pan this thing and suck it in. So that's gonna have to find something with that. Thinking 90 down and over. So I don't know, the floor has me quite concerned. Maybe we just do this, and then, you know what, that looks pretty nice, instead of all that additional fabrication work that I'm gonna have to do. Oh well, let's keep pushing, see what else we got rolling. I'm super happy about that tank being in. I have been procrastinating so hard, and so here's the lip of this. Like I said, there's a lot of challenges with the floor, because this is where this lip is, this is where my weather stripping is, and the weather stripping is barely above everything else. Yeah. And what do we use for a floor gauge? 18 gauge, 16 gauge, half-inch steel plate? Let me know what you think. And if there's a bead roller that won't break the bank and work for this, because I'd like to do it all in-house. I don't have all of the funds, but I've got enough that maybe I can squeeze in another tool set. That'd be nice to have a bead roller. I know there's a few bench mounted ones that work. If you found some that work, let me know. But what's funny, this stuff, so I used headliner adhesive, which I used to stick that up. I used that to put this stripping in, and this is actually garage door bottom strip. And it worked out good, because it's meant to fold and be kind of a 90. Now it comes like this in a roll, so I squished her up and duct taped it to a bucket to try to get it, the memory of the thing, to be more 90, which kind of worked actually. And like I said, some things work out. Surprise yourself. I honestly didn't think that tank was gonna fit in there, but it does. I've put my whole weight in there right in the middle and jumped on it, and it was good, so it should be good for an evenly distributed gas tank. God, I hope so. So next is we're going to grab the pump at some point, and I'd like to hang the pump off of the front of this and have it chilling. Probably have my fuel lines go this way, have my pump chilling here, maybe even over here, and have it be, because I should probably get the pump and show you guys what I'm thinking, but it's not. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my god. So sometimes you do things, surprise yourself. So, but anyway, my pump, it's a pump on the top and then it's a gear drive on the bottom. So it's up and down, it's not horizontal. Like some of the Magnafuel 4303 is horizontal in terms of its mounting. And this is up and down, which is nice because the bracket that comes with it clamps on the top, so you can put that right into the side of that sheet metal. And then the bottom, like I did on the white car, where I took a piece of aluminum and I brought her down, and then where it clamps on the bottom, that way you have a nice sturdy thing. So look at that. I know it's not much impressive when you look at it in a time lapse and all of that, but like I said, I've been procrastinating. Summertime is hard for fab stuff because you just want to get out and do everything else, because Iowa winters are they're pretty lonely. You don't have much to do unless you're into snowmobiles, which I don't need another hobby, so I'm not going to be doing that. But yeah, this light's been nice. Look how nice she fits. Look at that. Huh? All right, well, now let's see what's next. All right. There's something else in the Johnson household. This, I believe, my research, it's a 1970 Massey Ferguson Model 12 or Model 7. Look for the little kid toys. Oh, yeah. There she is. Isn't she a beaut? So recently, she's a little down on power. So I pulled the head off, found, oh, look at all that metal shapings. Found that the insert for the spark plug was not ran in all the way, so it was leaking compression there. Had a head bolt that was leaking. That was stripped out, so I just tapped it to a bigger size and lapped the valves because the exhaust valve was really burnt. Funny enough about this thing, oh geez. Funny enough about this thing is I got it from a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who basically pulled it out of a dumpster. There was an old guy that was retiring, and he was in a home, and he was taking all the stuff out of his rental property and he was throwing it away, and this is one of the things he was throwing away. So the other friend got it running. I sourced all the carb parts that were missing, and you can see over there I've got another 7 that I bought from my neighbor. He just happened to have it in the back, and borrowed some linkage off of it, a muffler and a few other things, but that one will run too. Thinking about making it like a pit vehicle for a few different events that we're part of, but so yeah, it didn't start before very well. Now full choke, full up, just crank right off. Should crank right off. Should crank right off. Make me eat my words. Yeah. Oh yeah, she will. Too much fuel. Almost. Almost. Well, so I just rebuilt this, haven't had a mow on it yet, and I'm thinking that the rings got knocked out of it because she is smoking so hard, and a few times it popped, wouldn't go back to idle. Oh, sweet Beavis. Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh, poor girl. Well, you can see the oil in there. Yeah, that's all from the crankcase vent. Oh man. Well, sir, I think she's cooked. Damn boy. Jeez. So maybe we swap this guy over. She's been waiting in the wings. Supposedly a freshish rebuild. A little more worse from the wear, but tires a little better. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's gonna be another episode. I don't know how I'm gonna mow my lawn, but I guess I'm gonna do it by hand. Well, okay. It was unexpected, but I'd say she's thoroughly cooked. Old Smoky. Look at that. Look at that in the sunlight, just wisping off of it. This poor engine. They really don't want to pull the crank out. And yeah, I think with that additional compression, it was the best thing for it to be low compression at this point. Poor thing. Well, we tried. That's all you can really do. If you like old weird stuff like I do, sometimes you fail. I wouldn't call it a failure, but it definitely wasn't a success. So, well, let's see what I get up to next week.